Hey, beautiful people, it's Dio. I'm back here to give you guys some content, and I have a gist for you all. Or I don't know if I'm sitting in the middle or by the side. I don't know how positioned I am for this video, but I hope it's worth it. My younger brother is not here to help me with my settings, so I'm just going to try my best. And also, for my eyes that are swollen, don't be bothered. I think this eye is covering. I cried on Saturday. I cried, so I could not even see properly. I've been having series of mental breakdown, but when I feel better and strong enough to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. But I feel like I'm getting better. I can sit to shoot a video. Though I've been functioning, but sometimes I just break down. Hope I don't break down during this video. So now today's gist. You know when they'll say, Z, why don't you sleep at night? Z, you are always awake. Z, you should start your. Are you a vigilante? Are you this? Are you that? Are you this? Are you that? Z, you have a bad sleeping habit. So I'm going to be giving you guys the gist. What happened? Yeah, that resulted to these questions you guys normally ask me. So, April 2011 and Easter Sunday precisely, there was an event that happened. But before I tell you guys about the event, let me take you guys back to the memory lane. So during this period, it was like a Saturday. My siblings came back, and then my dad came back too. They used to stay in Abuja. We used to shuffle Abuja and Port Harcourt one time like that in my life when we were growing up. So when I say I grew up in Abuja, I mean there were days, months like I stayed in Abuja, drink it. So I prefer Abuja life to Port Harcourt life. Don't get me wrong, girl. But yeah, that's what it is. So my brothers came back and stuff like that. And then when they go home, and everyone was happy. They're home and stuff like that. So we're like, okay, when I'm going to go to Genesis, if we grew up in Port Harcourt, that period in our lives, we know that Genesis was a thing. We want to go and see a movie. That's Genesis Deluxe Cinema. You want to see a movie, you want to do something, you just want to have fun basically. So yeah, we planned that okay, we'll go on Easter Monday because Easter Sunday is going to be crowded. So Easter Monday was like the deal day, you guys. So we're very happy. You will be happy. I've not seen my siblings in a long time. So I was very happy. And then that night we slept, and then Sunday we went to church. Everybody was happy, went to church, and then in church we're just there where we heard that somebody has slumped. What's going on? What's making somebody to slump in church? So the person was rushed to the hospital, and then this particular person that slumped is a very good person. It was a sickle cell patient, and then technical aspect of engineering, or I don't know how to put the English, but technicality, anything that had to do with technical work was his forte. Yeah, so he was very good at what he was doing. So the whole church started praying for him, and then during the service we just heard that he has died. How can somebody just come to church and the next person has died? I mean, it happens every day, but then you never know how absurd it sounds till it hits close to home. So that's what happened. And then everybody was sad. So church became gloomy. We came back home. Nobody was saying anything to anybody. And then me, if you know me, I had a very bad eating habit. The reason why they actually sent me to the secondary school, they sent me to my parents because they heard that they used to eat like 5 times a day. So that when I see my peers, I'm going to eat. And I was weighing 25 kg my GS1. I swear I am not lying. It was confirmed. I'm embarrassed, but then it was confirmed by some of my classmates then because nobody believed me till SS3 when they brought us out file. Yeah, so that aside. So that day we came back and then the food that was there was Gary and soup. I'm like, why am I eating Gary and soup this night? Waiting they happen. Why am I eating Gary and soup this night on an Easter Sunday? Like waiting they happen. That's the flow. Like you guys should tell me, you guys should explain. I used to select food a whole lot. Everybody had their Gary and soup. Me, I did not eat anything. I'm like, I want this. My dad would say, there's no money. I've not withdrawn money. This, that. Do what eat what you have to eat at home and stuff like that. So I did not eat anything. And then there was a drink my elder brother and I were dragging, and then my dad sees that drink. So that night, I'm like, it's better I sleep on an empty stomach than to eat Gary and soup. So everybody was in the parlor, precisely my siblings. I just have 2 siblings. Yeah, and my foster siblings, like my babies, my other babies. But then I'm thinking about my 2 brothers. They were in the parlor. They were seeing a movie. And you know that Camila and all those things, all those Filipino movies. Is it Filipino? I don't know. Filipino movies. It should be that people used to watch that period by 11 p.m. So they were seeing it. And then me, I left them and came to the room to sleep to prepare for the next day. So as I was coming to the room, my mom saw me and she said, like, why are you wearing a trouser and a shirt to sleep? You're a girl, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to free your body when you want to sleep, now the normal things that they usually say. So I'm like, okay, the best I can do is to take off my top. And then I wore my ninth gown on my black jean trouser. I can never forget. So that was like an issue at home. Why are you wearing a jean trouser to sleep? Oh, my eyes are paining me, too much tears. So why are you wearing a jean trouser to sleep? I'm like, I was proving stubborn for no reason. But finally, she just let me sleep with it. So that night I was sleeping. Somebody came. I mean, everybody was sleeping. Somebody came and then person raised up my gown. Yeah. I was wearing a jean trouser, a very tight jean trouser. Somebody raised up my gown like from the side. I'm like, oh, T-boy, stop. That's my elder brother because I'm a light sleeper. So I'm like, T-boy, stop. I thought they just wanted to disturb me. So when I turned, as I was turning, I saw that there's another person at the mirror. When I said stop, the person went to the mirror. Yeah, the person went to the mirror. So I just saw like a glance of what the person was wearing, the person's footwear. So in my head and in that sleep, I'm like, maybe they're trying to like sort out the outfits they're going to use for that Easter Monday to Genesis. All those gobe shoes, that's what the person was wearing. That was there. And then the person came again and started removing my like dragging down my trouser and trying to raise up my gown. So at that point, and I opened my eye a bit, I still saw another person at this wardrobe. This is the wall. This here is a window. Here is the wardrobe. So this particular wardrobe, I don't know how I'm going to show you, but this one here, yeah, was the wardrobe that I just saw somebody there. So I just slept back. And then again, the person came for the third time with full force pull down. And then I woke up. I'm like, what's the problem? And then I just saw the person move out of the door. I always stay in my mom's room. This room is my mom's room, my own room. I don't have a room in this house, so this is my mom's room. So yeah, I'm like, who's that? Like, why? I was following the person initially, yeah, because I thought it was my brother, and then my brothers don't sleep in this room or in this part of the house. So I was now going there, and I noticed that the person actually took the exit from the kitchen. My brother will not go to the kitchen, we go straight to his room. So what's going on? I followed the person till I know that person took the exit. I had to stop. I had to come back. I said, Daddy, somebody's in this house. My dad said, nobody's in this house. I said, Daddy, I know what I am talking about. Somebody is in this house. I saw somebody in this house. The person is wearing this devotion and stuff like that. My dad's like, I've been awake praying. You feel me? That nobody can be in this house. My dad was actually in a kneeling down position when I met him. That means it was praying and he slept off. So my dad now followed me. Now noticed that hey, truly people were in this house, and then we had to like wake my siblings and everybody. And then we found out that they opened because the house was empty. They took things from the fridge. They took the drink my brother and I were arguing about from my dad's room. They took my mom's phones, all our phones. There's only phones in my mom and dad's room that they didn't take. Yeah, that's the room that they share. That they didn't take. They took all the phones in the house, my mom's office phone and everything, my phone and stuff like that. So we now looked up like the ceiling. Now this is how we knew that it's somebody that knew us that robbed us because they came in from the pigeon hole. So we now looked at the ceiling and we saw the footprints and stuff like that. I can tell you guys categorically that I know the person that robbed us because I know the height of the person. All the times I was rolling and stuff like that, I was actually seeing things, you get. But I actually felt like it was my brother. I didn't see the face of the person, but the height and everything. And then there was a person the next day that was acting very weird to me. But yeah, let's just continue from the gist that from let's just continue from where I stopped. So my parents that came out that night. This thing happened like between 3 and 4. Everybody came out. My mom was shouting and stuff like that. I think the neighborhood came out, and that period they were robbing people. Trust me, they were robbing people in Port Harcourt. Do you know what it means to stay in this area? They were robbing, and then we now heard that before they rob, they have to like blow cocaine in the air or something. I don't know, coke in the air. I don't know what they were blowing, and then it makes everybody dizzy and everybody sleeps off. So that night now, they're now begging me that I should come back home and sleep. My auntie, my mom, everybody, I'm like, I can't sleep in the same house. So now me know what I see. I was very scared. I said I cannot sleep. And this thing happened by 3. Like I cannot sleep. And then I heard them when they're talking about it. So my auntie, that's Obele's mom. Yeah, mom Rose. So she was now gisting my dad that they robbed them to not like her, not like the house, but they robbed that compound. And then theirs was very funny because when they were chasing the person had an injury on that person's leg and they were following the person. So they missed their way. And then when they missed their way, they now saw one person sitting down on a chair and they're like, where did this guy? You see anybody where they run? That kind of thing. And then the guy's like, this way. So as they followed this way, once they turned, they didn't see this guy anymore. They now saw the traces of blood. So they knew that that was the guy. But at the point they stopped seeing because the guy, I think we just assumed that the guy cleaned up and everything. So nobody knew where the guy passed. Yeah, so at that point everything was like that. So it had an effect on me because Obela's mom had to talk to me. They're like, if you get married and they rob your house, that means you leave your house, you not stay with your husband again. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, mom, I was so scared. So they did so much. I don't even know if I'm speaking the right English, but they did a whole lot of mental talk to me before I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep in the house. And then from that day, I now stopped sleeping. Like once it's 3, once it's 2, I'm usually awake. Once it's 3, I'm even now if I'm sleeping. Once it's 3, my eyes might be closed, but my body asleep, but my mind is awake. Do you get? If you say something, I can hear you, even if I will not respond to you. So that's how I started being awake and stuff like that. And then it now turned into something else, and it developed into insomnia. So I'm just here to tell you that I was almost raped that night. If I wasn't wearing my jean trouser, imagine what would have happened. Because still in that same compound that my cousins were, they raped a particular child. Yeah, a particular child was raped. So imagine if I didn't wear that jean trouser that I wore that night to sleep. Imagine if I don't know, I don't even know what to say, but yeah, that's how I developed the trauma and that's how I stopped sleeping at night. But then I noticed that when I leave this environment and I go to a new environment, trust me, I sleep throughout the night. And then after like the first day, the second day, I just stopped sleeping. And then I'll not be able to sleep anymore till maybe somebody cuddles me or I see something to cuddle. That's the best therapy that I've gotten. But I mean, something to cuddle is not always there, or is not or is not always available. So that's how the question of D, why don't you sleep at night? Do you need to sleep at night? Do you need to do this? Now that you guys know, I pray you all that people frame me and stop asking me questions about my insomnia. And I know that when I have money, I'm going to seek like proper therapy. But for now, this man, this insomnia, we will fight it to the end. So yeah, I'm that friend that you can message at 9, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and I'll be awake and I'll respond to you. I even think now it's very significant. Like these days, I don't even post anything, so people don't know I'm awake. But I'm usually awake, and yeah, everybody knows that I'm usually awake. So yeah, so that's the end of my story. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And then for my big eyes, it's going to get better. Life is going to get better. So see you guys later. Bye. I love you.